everyone, welcome back to Onyx Pages. It is in Jerry. It has been quite some time since I have filmed a video. I'm at, as you can probably guess, at my parents' house, so you'll see members of my family walking around. So I have not done a 7 cowrie shell review of a book since I revamped the 7 cowrie shell system some time ago, I guess in February or earlier in the year. And now I have an overabundance of books that I've read and that I've enjoyed and that I haven't reviewed. And I'm hoping that you will help me choose which book I will do a review of next. So I have a stack of books that I've read. I'm gonna run through them really quickly, and then on the community tab I'll put up a poll, and hopefully you will be able to vote and let me know what book you think I should review. Actually, you know what? Let's not use the community tab. Why don't we just use the comment section below? So if there is a book or two that you're really interested in hearing about, then just leave a comment in the comment area and I will review it as my next review. So we'll do a little vote thing. Okay, so I'm going to very quickly go through some of the books, and I'll let you know if I filmed a teeny tiny review of any of them. So the first is Hurricane Child by Kheryn Callender. I did do a tiny review of this. It is a middle grade book that follows a young girl who's dealing with the loss of her mother, dealing with her feelings for a friend, and also dealing with a very shadowy figure that seems to be following her around. I really enjoyed it. The next book is Dread Nation by Justina Ireland, which I buddy read with Linnell, Weekend Reader, and I actually quite enjoyed this. We had a really great discussion about it, and Linnell put up a review of the book from her perspective on her blog. So you should check out Weekend Reader if you're not. She's on Twitter and she's also on her blog. The next is Looking for Livingstone, an Odyssey of Silence. This little novella was written by Marlene, Nourbese, Phillip, and it is a quirky, time-traveling, poetic, lyrical read that follows a woman who is trying to find the man who discovered Africa, and also going through her own relationship with silence. This one is Dragons in a Bag. It's a middle grade read written by Zetta Elliott, who I love very much. She's awesome. This follows a little boy, main character, who realizes that his grandma, his ma, is more than she appears to be, and he is responsible for keeping some dragons safe, and something happens. It was really good. This is a nonfiction read, White Fragility by Diangelo. I read this. I had the opportunity to hear her speak twice, which was really great. This book is written by a white woman for a white audience about race and about the challenges that one has when having conversations with white folks or amongst white folks about race. This is the book that I recently read. This is the last book that I finished. I think I finished it 2 days ago. It is Fledgling by Octavia Butler. It is a vampire story. It follows a young woman from a human's perspective. She's also a child from a vampire perspective. So she appears to be 11 years old, but she's really 53 years old. She wakes up one day in a cave and doesn't know who she is, what she is, and she finds people who help her understand that. And in doing so, she becomes embroiled in a mysterious genocidal attempt on her people. A lot of people have challenges with this book because of some of the sexual content in the book. It was very interesting. I really enjoyed it. It's the second time that I've read it, and I'm looking forward to talking about it, and maybe even talking about it in conversation with the Guild of Stories. This one's Elysium by Jennifer Marie Brisett. I really enjoyed this. It's really hard to describe this book. It is a speculative fiction. It is told from the perspective of 2 or 3 or maybe 4 main characters whose genders switch throughout the story. It is very hard to explain, but I really I really actually loved this. Actually, I'd love to do a review of this soon. I met Jennifer Marie Brisett at WisCon in 2018, and I wanted to make sure that I read her book before the next WisCon, which is coming up in a week or so. But yeah, on the back it says, a computer program etched into the atmosphere has a story to tell. It's the story of two people, of a city lost to chaos, of survival and love, but the data has been corrupted. It was excellent. Twisty, mysterious, sexy, fun, interesting. I also reread Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents by Octavia Butler, and both of these stories follow, what is it, Lauren Olamina? Yes, it is Lauren Olamina. So I listened to these on Audible. It is the story of a woman she's a girl in the first book and a woman in the second book, who effectively creates an intentional community designed to deal with the breakdown of society as a result of an alt-right, hyper-religious political influence. I'm feeling like my family's telling me to hurry up. So the other three we're doing Mother's Day dinner that Tomi cooked. So this is Redemption in Indigo, which I read at BookNet Fest, written by Dr. Kheryn Lord, who is from Barbados and amazing, and I absolutely love this book. I think I loved everything that I read. This is New Worlds, Old Ways, speculative fiction from the Caribbean. Short story collection. A lot of West Indian, Caribbean writers exploring the future. Awesome. And She Would Be King by Wayetu Moore. This story is told from the perspectives of three different people who come together. So it takes part in the US, in Jamaica, and also Liberia. So it's a retelling, a magical realist, science fiction / superhero, mundane superhero retelling of the creation of Liberia. It's really awesome. And the last is a graphic novel, Trish Trash, Rollergirl of Mars, which I read just at the top of the year, and it follows Trish Trash. She's a roller girl and she's from Mars. It was good. So please help me decide which book you would like a 7 calorie shell review of in the near future, and that will be the next one that I do. And if you have read Binti by Nnedi Okorafor, then perhaps you should consider joining the solar-powered Afrofuturistic slow reading group on May 18th, which is Saturday from 10 to 12 Pacific time. We're going to be meeting online to discuss this book from a Black queer perspective. Our group meets online to make it easy for folks to come together and to talk about books. We are partnering with Sista Sci-Fi, which is an amazing community in the US reading and discussing Afrofuturist scientific work, science fiction work written by Black folks across the gender spectrum. So I've been working with a great team there as well. So if you are interested in joining us, please click the link in the description box below and purchase your ticket. It's like $1 US just to help offset the cost of the video conferencing platform that we use. But it would be really great to see you there. Binti, I will put a link in the description box to the conversation that I had with Pretty Brown Eye Reader. We read Binti, the first 2 stories of the trilogy, but this follows Binti. She is a girl, a member of the Himba tribe, and she leaves her family one day in the dead of night because she's been granted a scholarship to go to a very prestigious intergalactic university, and on her way to that university, something tragic happens, and as a result of having to deal with that tragedy, she learns more about herself, about her community, and she has to make some decisions about the kind of Himba woman she's going to be. So it's an incredible African futurist novella and part of an incredible trilogy. So I don't know that I did do a 7 calorie shell review of this, but I don't know how much I rated it, but it was probably quite high because I enjoyed the trilogy. So if you have read it or you want to read the novella in the next 2 or 3 days, you should consider joining us on May 18th for our discussion. Okay, it is time to eat. I'm feeling the vibes that I'm taking too long. So thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.